Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam here, and today is Friday, September 18th, 2020, and I'm going to be showing you guys the best things to buy, sell, and maybe even invest in right now in NBA 2K21, and I also have some new Snipe Filters you guys should start using immediately, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video for those. So first things first, as usual, guys, let's go ahead and check out any new content we got in NBA 2K21 today, and then we'll switch on over to Twitter, see if we got any new locker codes or any information regarding upcoming content and NBA 2K21 Myteam. So we're going to go ahead and go into the pack market here. And as you see today, we got our first idle player. It's the same thing as the Prime series from last year in 2K20 and the anniversary from 2K19. It's Pink Diamond Manu Ginobili, the first pullable Pink Diamond card this year. And Pink Diamond Manu Ginobili, pretty decent card. We got Diamond Alonzo Mourning, Diamond Paul George, Playoff P. This card definitely is kind of a weird card. Definitely a weird card, kind of, I don't know, missing some badges. Amethyst Luis Scola, Amethyst Kristaps Porzingis is probably the best card that came out today, and Ruby Patty Mills. So that is the new content that we got today. Definitely gonna be sniping or targeting these cards a lot in the filters that I'll get to in a little bit. But before we get to that, I just want to cover all the other events and things that you might want to pay attention to today if you're trying to make MT and that will affect the market. And that is Myteam Limited weekend, or it's the weekend, so we have Myteam Limited. And this week you're allowed to use players that have only scored 40 points in an NBA game, and there's no free agents allowed. So yeah, pretty much it's gonna be pretty similar to an unlimited lineup. I'd say a top tier limited lineup like Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. I mean, I can show you my lineup. It's nothing crazy, but all these players right here have scored 50 points or 40 points or more. So like a lot of just the meta cards are going to be used this weekend, which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time it's really going to drive up the prices of the really good cards, especially players like Allen Houston, Giannis, and just stuff like that. I just want you guys to get that in your mind when thinking about the market today. And then there's one other thing that is going on, and it's that we have a triple threat online event, which again, this doesn't really affect much of anything, but I just thought I'd bring it up. You can get Theo Radcliffe today on tier 2 and above, and then Sam Mitchell on on 1 and 3 it looks like. So those are the events that are going on right now. So I'll go ahead, switch on over to Twitter so we can see if there's any new content or new locker codes. And I will say, I'm recording this, they have been dropping locker codes later in the day. That's kind of weird. They typically drop them at noon, at least my time, or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but they haven't done that, so there's probably going to be one. So I definitely would check Twitter. But forgetting that lock code, focusing on tomorrow though, it looks like we're going to be getting a lock code during the Celtics and Heat playoff game. So I thought this was worth bringing up. Shout out to Shake and Bake here for sharing this. Kind of a cool concept. Hopefully they do this for more games. So just thought I'd bring that to your guys' attention. And then I guess one more thing that I think I was going through Shake's Twitter. I didn't see this close-up picture yet, but we've covered it before. Here's a picture of the Diamond Bill Russell we're going to get for completing all of the Spotlight Season 1. So thought I'd just show you guys that just because, I don't know, some new information and a kind of a clearer picture that we finally got. But with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the market update. So going ahead and getting into the market update now, guys, let's go ahead, take a look at the auction house. And I will say I've done a little bit of looking myself, and we're just going to use the Amethyst filter here just because it's not the best way of looking at the auction house, but there's just a couple cards in here that'll help make my point on what's going on in the auction house today. So basically, cards like Giannis, like I've been saying the entire video, cards like Giannis, Kobe Bryant, he was here a second ago, but I didn't hit record fast enough, so he's off the auction house. But cards like Giannis, Michael Jordan's not really in high demand just because he's not the best card, but cards that people are going to be wanting to use in Myteam Limited today are up in price, while other cards are down in price. Players like Bailey, Howell, stuff like that, decent cards are down in price. So I will say this would be my recommendation. I would wait till tomorrow or sometime this weekend to sell your cards, unless you pull one of the cards in packs, because cards in packs, they only go down in value. So if you pull any of these cards, go ahead and sell them today. All the other cards I'd probably wait to sell. And if you're trying to buy cards, which I would recommend buying certain cards today, like the current players, wouldn't be a bad idea to stock up on these current players, just because we have been getting agenda challenges every day pretty much, and you need these current players, or you need players from certain teams. So definitely a great day or great opportunities out there to buy just current players. I'm probably gonna do that myself. I know my MT is kind of low, but it's because I spent it all on my limited team today. But I'm gonna buy some current players, maybe try to buy as many as I can, at least the emeralds and sapphires, maybe get at least 5 from each team. That might be a good approach, just so I can do all the challenges that might pop up in the agenda and the spotlights going into the future. So I highly recommend you buy some current players today and wait to sell your expensive cards unless you pull you're pulling packs today and you get some of the new cards, then I'd sell those right away. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these Snipe filters. So going ahead and getting into these Snipe filters today, we actually have a variety of filters that, they're kind of new because we actually got a pink dime today. So the first one, and super obvious, and it's going to be the most competitive by far, it's the pink diamond filter. And as you see, Mono Ginobili, man, people are crazy. This is the first one. They're going for about 500k. They're not going to be going like that forever, but you can just do minimum buyout 500 pink diamond and keep spamming refresh and buy anything that pops up. The only thing that can pop up is Manu. If you see it, I would recommend you go ahead and buy it instantly because that'll go for more than probably 200k. I'm gonna guess he's gonna go for 200k throughout the weekend. Maybe there's more than I thought, but I think he's going to be pretty expensive because he's the only auctionable pink diamond card, and you got a lot of XP for doing challenges with him. So that's the first filter, pretty obvious. The next one I have for you guys today is the diamond idol players. And if we go ahead and do diamond series 1 VIP, I can never remember the name, it's always kind of a long name, but if we do this, set the maximum buyout to, I believe cards are about 65,000 for that Lonzo Mourning. Let's go ahead and see. Lonzo Mourning, 63,000. So wouldn't be the worst idea to try to snipe this card. You can get Alonzo Mourning or Paul George, and so it's 63,000. So what I would do is go down here, and you will have to monitor his price because right now it's 63,000. It could go down a significant amount. I'm gonna say he's probably gonna stay around 63, probably give or take 5,000. So what I would probably do is put the maximum buyout maybe 55,000, maybe a little bit cheaper, just depending on how much of a profit you want to make. But I'd probably do 55,000, sit here, just spam refresh, and hopefully you see a Paul George. But if you see Alonzo Mourning, hey, that would be good profit too. Profit's profit at the end of the day. And yeah, just spam buy anything that pops up, and that's what I would do on the diamond VIP filter. Now, moving on to the next filter, we are going to continue focusing on the idols, and the next one is the same thing except for we're going to do Idol Series 1 VIP. The same thing, except for instead of putting diamond, we're just going to leave the color on all. And unfortunately, it's still sticky. There's still sticky filters or sticky cards. That's what I like to say in these videos. They haven't fixed the auction house bug where cards stay up on the auction house even after they're bought. So it's hard to tell what the price of these cards are actually going for, which is kind of nice for sniping, but it's nice because people put up snipes because you see, oh, a card's going for 1900, let me put it up for 1800, when that's not actually the price. But it sucks for sniping because you got to scroll over cards that aren't actually there. Like right here, he's not actually there. So Patrick Mills, I kind of determined that these cards are, I think these cards are going for about 3,000, at least the cheapest one. Skull is going for at least 10,000. So if you want to do, I'll get to that in a second, an amethyst filter. But Skull, he's going for about 10,000 as of me making this video. So I probably set my buyout to 9,000 maximum buyout, or 8,000 depending on the price. But for this, if you want to target all the cards today, I'd probably do something like 2,300. And I don't know, until these sticky cards go away, this filter is kind of worthless. But I mean, they will go away. I'm just letting you guys know about these, so when these cards do go away, you can actually snipe them. But speaking of the amethyst one, again, amethyst, set the theme to prime, or not prime, Idol Series 1 VIP. I can never get this name right. And then amethyst, again, there's gonna be some sticky cards that pop up. I went a little too far there, but I'd probably set it to about 8,000 myself, 9,000. And obviously this card's not here, unfortunately, but it looks like they're going for about 8,000 or 8 to 10,000. So I probably set it at 8,000 and buy any cards that pop up once these sticky cards go away. Or you can scroll over, maybe you'll get lucky, but I don't know. Some of these, they got to fix the problem. They got to fix the auction house stickiness glitch because it's just so annoying when it comes to sniping, as you snipers know. Now, let's go ahead and get into one more filter I have for you guys today. And this one, cards aren't going to be stuck, and it's definitely going to be a slept on filter. And playbooks, I'm going to set the playbooks, or card type to playbooks, and then put the team to Mavs. And as you guys know, the Mavs playbook is the most popular one right now, just because you can beat the CPU easily with it. And if you remember last week, it was going for like 12 to I think 25,000 at one point. And make sure you send this to bronze, by the way. You want bronze Mavericks. And these playbooks should be popping up quite a bit today because people are ripping packs. And the hype's over for this playbook. I mean, people still use it. It's just people aren't hard scoping it as much and price fixing it. So what I would do is, as you see here, they're going for about 6,200. What I would do is probably, give or take, let's say 700. I'd probably set this at about 5,300 and just spam and then buy anything that pops up, because most people don't realize, I'd say the average 2K player doesn't realize that this maps playbook goes for a lot. So they're going to be some people probably are quick selling this card or this playbook, but when they put it up, they're probably putting it up for a pretty cheap amount. So I'd probably set this for about 5,500, 5,300. You know, obviously check the price yourself. It's gonna vary from when I make this video, but set it to about 5,300, 5,500, spam it, and this should be a pretty non-competitive filter, at least for, you know, the average sniper. Most people are gonna be targeting the pink diamonds, but for those who watch this video, this is gonna be a good money maker and a non-competitive filter. So that's gonna be it for these snipe filters today, guys. If you learned anything new, go ahead, please hit the like button for me. It really helps me out, and we're kind of going through a dead season here on 2K or on YouTube. Not as many people have the game, and the views just aren't what they are. So if you want to really help me out, hit the like button and leave a comment. It really does help out the performance of my video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.